Hi, I'm Eric Gilboord, and you're listening to Sell Your Business for Millions. Today we're going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about the importance of marketing. I'll tell you a few stories, one small, one a little bit longer, and then we're going to finish off with 23 marketing tips for avoiding small business failure. Here we go. Marketing is a major driving force for fueling the growth of your business. Many great ideas have not achieved the success they deserve because too few people know about them. You may have a great product or service, but if prospective customers don't know about you, they won't go looking for you and may never have the opportunity to enjoy the benefits you offer. Equip your business with a solid marketing program. Make sure you have covered all the bases and reap the many rewards available to you. Remember, marketing is not just a way to quickly start your business or a temporary fix for it. Marketing is an integral part of the continuing success of a business. Competitors enter the market, taste change, and customers can become restless or lose their loyalty as quickly as they originally developed it. Marketing is the first aspect of your business that requires outside attention, and it never ceases to regain ongoing attention. Use marketing to keep your business active and never allow yourself to be in a position where you need marketing to revive it. Marketing should be used daily as a proactive tool to continue building your business and to overcome obstacles. The following examples illustrate the important role marketing plays in the success of a business. Let's start off with a short story. Smart thinking turns a problem into an opportunity. There was a sign in the window of a convenience store that boldly stated, "No change." The store had been inundated with people seeking change for the subway or for parking, and the owners felt that it was better to keep them out of their store. By posting the sign, the owners were effectively driving away new business. If they had taken a more positive approach, they would have seen a great marketing opportunity, not a problem. If the people seeking change were viewed not as a nuisance, but as potential customers, a completely different strategy could have been employed to bring in new business. What the owners could have done was equip themselves with a supply of change and posted a large sign reading "Change Available." It is likely that many of the people who initially came into the store looking for change could have become regular customers over time. Story 2. Marketing separates the old ways from the new. Tom and Joe were brothers who grew up working in the family business. Tom was conservative and, in his own words, not very creative. He chose to stay with the older, established company and continue in his parents' footsteps, running the business as his father did for the past 40 years. Sound familiar? He had no desire to change anything and felt that if he continued to run the company the way his parents did, he would have a nice lifestyle and hopefully be able to pass the business on to his children. It's a common dream. Tom was not a marketing-oriented businessman by any stretch. Every year he followed the same marketing program, conducted seasonal sales, developed the same brochure substituting a few new products, and worked with the same sales reps his father had employed for many years. Tom felt that if you built a good product, the customers would find you. Again, not an uncommon feeling from business owners and, in fact, the next generation. Joe, on the other hand, knew that there was more they could do with the business. He wasn't sure what needed to be done, but he realized that marketing would play a large part in the future success of their business. Joe spent a lot of time out on the road talking to customers, finding out what competitors were up to, and looking for new opportunities. Joe often returned from sales trips and trade shows brimming with ideas. He was so excited. He told Tom that they needed to expand their marketing efforts to include new media and a social media program. But Tom insisted that they were doing enough marketing and had no reason to change. Sometimes, when a business has been successful, the thought of new activities seems to be an unnecessary expense. Unfortunately, a business owner can wait too long until the market requirements and competitors catch up to them, and it's then perhaps too late. As time passed, the conflict with Tom became unbearable for Joe. He recognized the opportunities for the family business, but knew that his brother would not change. Joe decided to start his own business. He He knew that marketing was more than a brochure and the occasional sale. Over the years, he had learned that there are two key components to marketing: creating and using the various tools available to you, and secondly, managing the marketing program from original strategy and design to the finished marketing materials. In other words, get your hands dirty, be involved. Joe planned to stay in the same kind of business as his family. His first major commitment was to ensure that his business would be marketing oriented, unlike the business that he inherited with his brother. He researched opportunities, became familiar with new marketing techniques, and established a long-term relationship with a marketing professional who helped guide him and establish a team of suppliers to cover traditional new media and social media marketing. Joe's strategy included using the best of the established methods, in other words, traditional old-school marketing, and continually testing new marketing methods, more of a blend of the two. Eventually, Tom's business stagnated. Sales barely kept up with expenses, and profits became a thing of the past. While Tom was suffering, Joe became more successful than even he had dreamed he could be. Joe hired a marketing consultant. Together, they developed a solid sales and marketing strategy, embraced new technology by establishing a strong database, and conducted ongoing focused communication with their staff, suppliers, customers, and prospects. They developed and updated sales tools on an ongoing basis to keep their sales force and customer service staff equipped with the latest in marketing weapons. In time, Joe absorbed the family business into his own. Tom stayed on but acquired a new appreciation for marketing. Joe continued to manage the marketing efforts, and his company grew large enough to create their own internal marketing team. Joe creates the company vision, and the entire company carries out that vision, as a good business should be. These cases demonstrate how marketing plays a key role in the success of any small business. Ignoring the advantages that a structured, well-thought-out marketing program offers could put your business in jeopardy. Make use of experts, try to benefit from their years of experience, and keep up with the newest techniques. As I tell my clients, success or failure doesn't randomly happen to you. You have a large say in when and how much. Now, 23 marketing tips for avoiding small business failure. Lists like this one are usually made up of financial reasons for the failure of a small business. Unfortunately, there are also many sales and marketing reasons. However, fortunately, there is a positive step that can be taken for each one that will greatly increase your chances for success. Number 1, face your weaknesses. Failure to face up to your weaknesses and a lack of effort to take advantage of your strengths can keep your business in a no-growth mode. Take 2 pieces of paper and list your company's strengths on one page and its weaknesses on the other. Know the ways you can make your staff, customers, prospects, and other business associates aware of each of your strengths. On the page of weaknesses, identify steps to correct each problem. Discuss the points with your staff and develop a schedule to address them. No, it's not really as bad as you think. And remember, this is a team sport. This is not something that you're going to do on your own. But above all, make sure you're honest with yourself and the rest of the team. Next, take action. Talking about the great marketing program you've been developing and following through with it are 2 very different actions. Implementing the program is the key to marketing success. You can plan all you want, but be prepared to act on all the steps you have identified. Don't be surprised to discover that there are some steps you hadn't initially considered. 3, accountability and responsibility. Understand the difference between accountability and responsibility. Make sure your staff and suppliers recognize that by accepting responsibility, they are accountable to you and to the rest of the company. It is now their job to get the assignment they agreed to completed. 4, don't play at business. You don't want to play at being in business. It is not a hobby or a pastime. Think about the message you're sending to your staff, suppliers, and customers. A genuine commitment to the customer and to the success of the business will get you through difficult times. It will also pave the way for much more success in the future. 5, avoid ad hoc marketing. Doing it when you feel like it. Struggling from one idea to another without thinking your complete marketing story through will typically end in one failure after another. You put a little effort here, a little effort there. Unfortunately, it doesn't really necessarily add up to what you were hoping. Prepare a program for the year or at least for a complete season. Build on previous efforts to ensure continuity. 6, seek employee buy-in. This is key. When your staff does not support your marketing program, you are usually destined for failure. Get them involved early in the planning process and incorporate their ideas. It's interesting. You might think that your staff is bought in, but they haven't necessarily. And that can be translated to your customers very, very quickly. And it's not a good thing. 7, appreciate every customer. I know it sounds simple, but a complete disregard for customers is a sure sign that a business is failing. There is nothing more irritating than walking into a business or past a booth at a trade or consumer show and discovering that the person behind the counter is having a personal telephone conversation or reading the paper. Immediately, you are made to feel like you're interrupting. Customers should be welcomed into your business and greeted with your full attention. You need to spot trends. Recognize trends, changes, marketing mistakes, etc. A new trend that is different from your product or service is a terrific opportunity to present something new to your customers. New ideas also refresh your staff. And remember, no egos. If you suffer from the not invented here syndrome, fix it right away. Great ideas can come from anywhere and from anyone. Limiting yourself to ideas created only at your company is viewing life through a very narrow lens. Seeking outside assistance and not listening to it is equally dangerous. You don't know it all. The assumption that all of your ideas are right just because they were invented here is also dangerous. You may know your business better than anyone else, but you don't know everything. Seek outside help. Control sales staff. Lack of control over sales staff will result in missed opportunities and wasted hours. If your sales reps have little direction or support, they could be selling to whomever they choose. Often they spend much of their time with existing customers and miss large new opportunities. Develop specific sales plans with your reps and review them regularly. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to an owner, and when I've asked about the sales plan, he says, well, my sales guys just go out and sell without any real proper direction. Create tools. If you don't create proper sales and marketing tools for your staff, you will make their jobs much more difficult. Arm them with well thought out selling tools and train them to use the tools effectively. The key word here is train them. Keep tools impressive. If the sales tools you have are unimpressive, out of date, poorly conceived, or lack strategy or focus, they're damaging to sales opportunities. Work with your staff to prepare useful selling tools and test. Prepare a realistic budget. Don't force your marketing group to live with a low or non-existent budget. You need to be realistic about your expectations and provide appropriate funding to increase your chances for success. Success won't just come out of thin air. Don't try to spend your way to success. On the other hand, if you spend too much money on marketing, you may not get value for your investment. Carelessly spending dollars on marketing does not always guarantee sales. You may need to rethink the media and promotional offers that currently make up your marketing program. Introduce a social media program that starts with a real strategy and has the manpower to execute it over a sustained time frame. At least 2 years and if possible forever. Promote your website, content, social media pages in traditional media and within each other. An important lesson recently learned by many participants in the internet is the need to go outside of it to traditional media. Aside from producing a well thought out website, content, and social media presence, the key to success on the net is to let your target group know where your site, articles, and social media pages are located. Add your web address and social media pages to all of your communication materials, business cards, letterhead, invoices, flyers, packaging, and cross-promoting between all your social media. I know it sounds simple, but you'd be amazed at how many people just don't do this. Answer the telephone properly. Wow, this is a really interesting one. The habit of not answering the telephone properly or having an uninformed person answering it for you can be damaging. Customers and prospects become frustrated when they can't get answers to their questions. Train your staff well and equip them with the most up-to-date information. If they shouldn't be answering the telephone, don't let them. And here's an interesting thought where you can test your staff answering the phone. Just have someone else, a friend, family member, call up and start asking questions and see how the people on the other end of the line, how your staff are responding to a potential customer. I think you'll be surprised. Some good, some not so good. Don't lose orders. They are so hard to get these days. How can you even think about losing them? The problem of lost orders or orders not completed on time can be easy to resolve. Create a step-by-step fulfillment process with checking systems to make sure that an order is controlled from beginning to end. Promote yourself. Some business owners believe that the product or service they offer should be as irresistible to others as it is to them, and that customers should just come to them without promotion. Not promoting yourself will only serve to keep your business a secret. Encourage others to promote you. It is just as important to encourage others to promote you. If someone else has a clear understanding of what your company does and who your target group is, they can help to promote you. Develop a brief statement that identifies who you are, what you do, who you do it for, and why you're different from competitors. Make sure that anyone who may be representing your company to prospects understands this message. In fact, you can use your marketing suppliers to help you craft this message properly. Face negative word of mouth head on. It happens. As much as you try, to do the best job that you can, negative word of mouth statements can have a devastating impact on your sales far beyond one or two unhappy customers. Solve the problem quickly and win customers back. Those customers will be your best salespeople. The internet can make this a huge problem. We've all read bad reviews for companies, and interestingly enough, it's the companies that don't respond to the bad reviews are the ones that suffer the most. Use resources around you. The failure to use readily available resources can lead to wasted opportunities. Seek out mentors, government, self-help offices, associations, consultants, internet sites, and libraries. Talk to customers and suppliers and study your competitors closely. Remember, there are people out there doing the same thing that you're doing. Some of them are a few steps ahead, and some of them are a few steps behind you. There's always something to be learned. And lastly, be better than competitors. Don't just try to be as good as the competition. Be better than them. Offer something different. Provide better service, etc. So, that's a little bit about marketing, and there's a number of things that you can do immediately on your own or with your marketing staff or with, in fact, your entire team at your company to be more successful and, in a perfect world, sell your business for millions. This is Eric Gilboord. I hope you enjoyed the podcast, and I hope you got some value out of it, and I hope you'll listen in for the next one. Take care.